And we are back with a brand new episode brought to you by Sam Larson Studio, and today we're going to be talking about giraffes. Why are we talking about giraffes? Yesterday I was working, and I had a thought to myself, what if a giraffe stood like a flamingo? So we're going to try drawing something along the lines of that. Remember, cartooning is about having fun. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to use our line of action. We're going to apply the shapes. Think about the shapes that break down a giraffe. I would say we've got a circle going on for the head. Maybe some kind of rectangle for the nose. Make sure he has those little horns going up, which are just going to be rectangles with circles on the top. And he needs to have the circles on his body. The main things that define what a giraffe looks like are going to be that really long neck, probably a smaller head, and those horns and the spots, you know? You don't necessarily need all of those, but you're going to want most of those traits. So anyways, we got to think about how a flamingo would stand. So we're going to do something along the lines of that. And we got to kind of combine the traits of both creatures. Actually, we're going to change that to a C curve. You know what? I'm going to give him a circle indicating where the head will be. And we're just gonna have one leg going like that. Another going like that. And then probably the other one is going somewhere in here. Alright. This visual idea just makes me laugh. The front of the giraffe's snout isn't going to be what makes or breaks this one, alright? So as long as we've got something to indicate it, because we could also just go more of like a triangular route with this, you know? And that might be our best bet. Giraffes also have those weirdly long ears. We got those horns. And we're just kind of gonna have it so he's pretty casual with it. He doesn't realize that what he's doing is not common. As you do this, you can also decide which way his neck goes. You could tie him in a knot if you want to, make it so he's a little bit confused looking. A couple nostrils, because why not? Gonna have his tail kind of flicking up. Make it look like a little paintbrush. It's just a circle and a triangle. Alright. Here's where we get tricky with it, okay? Probably we're just gonna have it so he's standing in water. And we can draw some cattails or something in the background just to indicate that it's a swampier kind of a spot. Cattail is basically just make these swooshes and make a hot dog that has that stick going through it. I have a nephew I once nicknamed Hot Dog. It's a good strong name. I've got the basic shapes of a giraffe. How I'm gonna do the legs. Because it's cartooning, the legs don't have to be fully structured. We're gonna give it a knee in the middle. And we're going to have the leg kind of go outwards a little bit. And just to indicate that he's in water. Give him that knobby knee. Color in that hoof. Remember, take the lines that you like, flesh those out, and later on you can erase the lines you don't like. That's why we draw super lightly, remember? Draw super lightly to start, and then erase the lines that you don't like. And this giraffe, we can give some nice eyelashes too, because giraffes tend to have those very kind of pretty eyes. Prettier than most animals' eyes. If you look up a picture of a giraffe, you'll see what I mean. Alright, I got that one there. Knobby knees are key for this one. Okay, they're not key. You don't even need to make the knees knobby. We're basically there. We just gotta figure out how to put that last leg in there. That's gonna be the tricky part. I think that we're gonna assume that the leg is connected around here. That the knee is coming out around here. And we're gonna figure that the line is gonna go through around here. We'll have to cheat this a little bit and have it so the leg goes all the way back through there, so you can see it. Hopefully you all like giraffes. I think he's amazing. Draw your spots. You can draw these as circles. You can draw them as big ovals. Either way, giraffe needs his spots. And these, as you can see, they're super random. Just make circles. Make ovals. I'm just making it so they're kind of like weird shapes that fit together, but they don't have to be. You can make them circles. They're gonna look perfect for it. You could even make it rectangles if you really wanted to. And we gotta have some little lines to show that the tail is flicking up, and maybe the giraffe is looking over because he feels a fly on his leg. I keep laughing just because sometimes a certain visual idea strikes you funny, you know? And then we're just gonna add some clouds to the background. Over there. Actually, this cloud, check this out. We can just add some branches to it. We can get a nice tree shape from that. And you can decide whether you want to keep it as a cloud or turn it into a tree. Yeah, we're going to change that up a little bit. We're going to erase this line. And there you have it, a perfectly normal giraffe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.